Hey, everybody, Jake and Gino coming at you with another Financial Freedom Friday. And Gino, before we get into this, we got a book drop in here in a little bit. Is that right?
Woohoo, Creative Cash. It's our third book. We have our second book, The Honeybee, here. What I want everyone to do, jakeandgino.com/books. We've got a little book bundle going on. You want to get your reading on because it's really important with what we're talking about today, one of the skills to learn. Last week, we had talked about the 4 phases of financial freedom. If you didn't listen to it, go back last week, listen to it. This week, we're talking about skills that we need to teach our kids and actually skills that as adults we need to adopt. Down below, click on that subscribe button. You like the Jake and Gino channel, give us a big thumbs up. The first one I think is crucial to being a successful person. Be on time. Whenever you're going somewhere, value the relationship. When Jake and I have a Zoom call, if the Zoom call is at 10 o'clock, guess what? I'm on the Zoom call at 9:59. I value my partner's time because time is not only money, but it's worth respect. So being on time to whatever appointment you have is crucial to success.
It's such an important point, and I experienced it yesterday. There was a junior broker we were meeting at a property, okay? Never met the guy before. He was 10 minutes late. And then I was speaking to our head of acquisitions after the fact. I said, just odd, the first time meeting this person, he was 10 minutes late. And in addition to that, he didn't seem like he really cared. And so that lack of respect, like how are you going to grow a business relationship and become, the head of your class or top of your field by not showing up on time? And then it trickles over into your presentation. So this stuff matters. And I think that punctuality is huge.
Jake, I'm going to tell everyone on this call, what I learned a couple of years ago in sales. It's not what you say, it's how you make them feel. Now, Jake's story is eloquent. It's perfect because how did Jake feel? Before he even spoke to this person, he was annoyed. He was perturbed because he's a junior associate.
We were 15 minutes early.
And that's right. So that's 30 minutes that you're sitting there not doing anything. So be very, very wary of somebody else's time. The next one, I know my partner loves this one. Plan your day. I challenge everyone out there, read Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You know why? Because he talks about planning your day, not from just writing down notes and planning what's going on. He talks about the 4 different quadrants. And quadrant 2 is very important when we're talking about things that are not urgent, but that are important. These are things that you need to work on, right? Planning your day is things that you need to block off time with your education, because there's 2 zones. There's the learning zone and there's the performance zone. A lot of us are always performing. We need to, because we need to make money. But to become better at performing, we need to step back and we need to learn also. So block off some time each day to hone your craft. Stephen Covey says it. Sharpen the saw, baby.
Time out. I don't want anyone to miss what Gino just said because he's passionate. He's going quick. When you're structuring your business and your life, okay, this is just, people don't realize the importance of this. You need to structure the learning for the business as well. What do I mean by that? In your business, if you have a team of 3 or 30, you need to make sure that there's time dedicated for self-improvement, but also business learning.
Yes.
We've adopted that in what we call our cadence of accountability. Within our companies, within our family of companies, we're allotting time. We're doing something right now that we're looking at Ray Dalio's book, Principles. We're meeting monthly and actually having different team members present on that. We do different Toastmasters and different book clubs. We do scaling up. We bring coaches into the company, okay? This performance zone is your day-to-day. So if you're closing out the month, okay, and you're a salesperson, you're in the performance zone on that day, but you need to allot time the next month to be in that learning mode and sharpening your saw and growing. So I just didn't want anyone to gloss over this because this is how you structure your life and your business. And the G-Dad was moving quick on it. I just wanted to downshift.
Dude, you're right. And I'm passionate about it because we need to focus and sharpen our saw. If we're not going back and learning sales skills, if we're not learning how to speak to people, Jake said Toastmasters. I'm on a weekly Toastmasters call now with the Jake and Gino community because I need to sharpen my ability to be able to speak and to present ideas. How do I do that? By being involved and by planning my day and by making sure that I get enough learning in there. That's really hard. The next one, talk less, listen more. Now, you would know from me speaking on these videos, but it's very crucial. As a leader, you want to be able to seek first to understand, then to be understood, That is Stephen Covey's habit, right? That's one of the 7 habits. Really important. You want to be able to listen, get all the information in, not overreact, and then give it your input. That's what leaders do. They talk a lot less and they listen to what's going on.
That was the biggest piece of feedback that I've been getting from the time that I'm in my 20s until now. Very high energy, a lot of passion, and sometimes I overspeak people. And I have self-awareness around this. So this stuff doesn't work unless you have self-awareness.
Yes.
I've worked on it. I still am guilty of it, but I've gone from a 1 to maybe I'm now like a 5, which makes it more reasonable to have a conversation with me. Okay.
It's still growth, Jake, though. It's still great growth.
But I'm proud of that.
Yes.
So I'm not downplaying. I'm saying I went from somebody that was almost hard to have a conversation with because I would dominate the conversation to you could actually get a word in edgewise with me and I'll only do it half the time now. And so it's hard because I'm very, I'm intense and I get into it, but I have got feedback from my employees as well. And actually different team members have commented that I've gotten better with it. And when I point it out, other people laugh when I actually point this out because I'm still guilty of it, but we're getting better. So the key is to work and be proud of that growth and work on continuous improvement there. So.
Love that. Next one, it's seek to serve. Now, in last week's video with the 4 phases of financial freedom, once you get into that phase 2 to phase 3, you're out there seeking to serve. You're not giving to get. Huge paradigm shift. Read the Go-Giver. We're going to talk about read in the next skill. But this is crucial because if you're out there seeking to serve other people and you're not looking for anything in return, well, guess what? God, nature has a way of giving it back to you because when you're out there giving yourself selflessly and you're helping others, is just know the way that other people are going to gravitate towards you because you're being selfless of yourself. And in the long run, you will get those benefits. So look out there to give to others without expecting anything in return. And the irony is you will get return tenfold.
I just want to give a quick example. 2 companies, AT&T and Chick-fil-A. Which one has the seek to serve mentality? AT&T is it reminds me of Mordor, okay, for the Lord of the Rings fan. It's a dark death pit of despair. AT&T is a rot gut company. You call them and you just want to, basically cut your head off. You're dealing with people that don't want to be at their job. They don't want to help you. How many times can I transfer you? And the service sucks. Versus Chick-fil-A, the minute you pull in, it's my pleasure. How can we help? How can we make it better? So it's really, who do you want to be? Do you want to be, rock gut death company, or do you want to be a rock star that's making people smile and feel good about themselves?
What a great analogy. I love that analogy, Broseph. Next one, read. Growth. We have Creative Cash. We have the Honeybee. We have Wheelbarrow Profits, jakeandgino.com/books. Check it out. It's all about reading and growing.
Yep. I think it goes back to that prior one, Gino, just before we move on, is that make sure you're allotting that time for the learning zone. And it all starts up front with the books.
Next one, have an open mind. It goes back to listen more, talk less. But when you have an open mind and you don't have an ego, all of a sudden you can make a rational decision. Having an open mind also, you can bounce things off other people. That's where we have a great partnership because we can discuss, and having an open mind and not being shut down, talking things through is going to be crucial for you. Now, the next one, Jake, real quick, budgeting. Budgeting is very important. We went back to last week's video about the 4 phases of financial freedom. That's in the very first phase, budgeting. If you're not taking control of your money, guess what? Your money is taking control of you. That's very important because even if you're making $1 million a year, you have no budget and you're spending $1.1 million, you're never going to become financially free. You're never going to have that control. So people who start budgeting their money and taking control of their money are going to live a much more prosperous, much more healthy, and a much more fulfilling life.
2 book recos, Mindset by Carol Dweck and Principles by Ray Dalio. I think they're both phenomenal books for the growth mindset, self-awareness, and trying to kill the ego.
I love that.
I definitely recommend everyone checking those out.
Last one for this week. Next week, we're going to talk about part 2 on skills to learn because there are so many skills that we need to adopt. This one, for me, I've had an epiphany over the last couple of years. I want everyone out there to think about learning sales training. If you can learn how to be a salesperson, and Jake can share the story when he started out at Radio Shack. To me, I actually became a great salesperson when I became part of Jake and Gino. And it wasn't just selling. An amateur salesperson sells a product. A professional sells a solution. Big difference there. And, recommend the book Same Side Selling when you want to find impact together with other people. That's when you become a true salesperson. But you need to hone your skills on sales, because everything you do all throughout the day is all about negotiation and about trying to get what you want, whether it's going out with your significant other to a restaurant, whether it's buying a deal, whether it's buying a car, whether it's negotiating with Mordor, AT&T, whatever that may look like. It's all a negotiation, Jay, correct?
The creepy thing is the AT&T Tower in Nashville actually looks like the eye of Saruman in Lord of the Rings. So really, I'm sure it's no coincidence. They're just evil. So I think the thing here is we're in real estate. We're real estate investors. But my value that I bring to the company is I actually have a sales background. And when it comes to negotiating a deal and getting it done, yes, we are the buyers, but I'm able to present our company in a way that we actually get deals done. So that's the importance of it, whether, you're a real estate investor or, you're somebody that's maybe, raising money for a syndication. Look, it's wildly important in real estate to have this skill set, period.
Love that. Smash that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. Next week, Skills to Learn Part 2. There's a ton of skills. Let's go out there, Mr. Stenziano. Let's make it happen, everybody.
Smash that like button like Aragorn cutting a orc's head off, all right? AT&T, baby. Down with you.
Take care, everybody. Love it.